The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, how do you do? It's Friday, TGIF. Thank God we're here on this Friday and we're here for a whole full hour. And we're here because you're there and everybody's there. We're all around the world coming live from New York City. That's where we originate. And we're here as a show called The Coffee Hour. And my name is Frank Allan. I'm the host of the show, and I'm going to be around with you for a whole full hour. We want you to stay with us. And all of you who've been around with us for so many years, of course, you're the regular people who come in. We thank you for being here with us. And we continue to ask you to stay with us as we move along. Now, as we move along in the show, we want to acknowledge a couple of things. First of all, we want to acknowledge possibly new people who have come in for the very first time to discover this show. And I just want to take the time out to chat with you and let you know how this show operates. As a host of the show, I get things started by throwing out a conversation that we could start things rolling. Right? That doesn't mean we have to linger on that conversation for the whole hour that we're here, but it's just to get things started. Now, anytime at all, even right now as we speak, you could get things going and join the conversation by saying whatever you have to say by using your keyboard on your computer, be it laptop, desktop, your tablet, or your cell phone, your telephone, cell phone, and you type it in, whatever you want to say. I will see you right there on the big screen. And of course, I will acknowledge all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show is all about. It's free of exchange of ideas and of opinions. A lot of us have them, and we want to know what yours are. So there you have it. We thank you so much for being along. And listen, for the first time, you guys, you ought to know that we come on two different platforms. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. And of course, you could choose any one of those platforms, whatever you're on right now, and you could watch the show. Now, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you already know the score. And if you haven't done it thus far, maybe you ought to get rolling on it. I mean, you've been here long enough, right? We want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're on it right now, you could do that. It doesn't take any effort at all. All you have to do is take your mouse, drag it over to where you see it says subscribe, and click onto it. And that's the end of it. There's no charge, no financial obligation. It's just that it takes up, that's just that split second of your time. That's all it takes. And the reason why we want you to do that is because we want to follow everyone. We want to make sure that we know who's following us and who's staying with us each week and who's a member. And that gives us the opportunity to know that. The other opportunity is to find out, and for your benefit, it will give you the opportunity to know whenever we come on live, you'll get an instant notification. All right. Let's say, for instance, you're out online and you happen to forget about the show. An instant notification will pop up immediately when we go on the air to let you know that we're on. And all you have to do is just click onto that and you'll find us right here. It's just as simple as that. It's easy, right? Now, for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, we want you to do the same thing. But do it after the show. Don't leave Facebook now. Watch it, unless, of course, you're going to move over to the page, our platform, which we call YouTube. You move over there. Now, some people watch it on both platforms. You can do whatever you want. But after the show, mainly after the show, go over to the YouTube channel and do that. Subscribe to us. Just take your mouse, drag it over, click it, and that's it. And so we want to get everybody involved. And so when you get that instant notification, you'll see that all you have to do is click onto it. Now, when we're not doing the show and you happen to be on the air and you get an instant notification, there's another activity going on there. That means that maybe we post a video online or a still shot or something like that. Any activity that goes on, you're always welcome to check it out as long as you click on to that instant notification and it brings you right there. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. We're going to be here, as I said, for a whole full hour. And we want to invite all of you who are watching to come along with us. And in this hour, we have conversation. We want to say hello to all of you who have jumped in. A lot of people may not want to participate in conversation. We invite you to do that, though. We invite you to do that, participate in conversation. For instance, Warren just popped in. He's watching us on Facebook this morning, and he's coming out of North Carolina. To be more blunt, he's coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And we want to say a good morning to him and good morning to the rest of the people. Now, I see you guys when you come in. Now, Warren has spoken, so I can put him out there. Some of you guys may see that may come up, may not want to indulge in conversation. I do see you when you come in, but I won't say a thing unless, of course, you say something first, because we want to make sure we respect your privacy. Out of respect, we don't want to embarrass anyone, so we won't say anything unless you say something first, and then that gives us carte blanche to say hello, come on in and enjoy. And again, when you come in, you could add your conversation. It's just as simple as that. Now, a lot of you people may be at work right now. Now, I'm Eastern. Some of you guys are on the West Coast. Some of you guys are on the other side of the world. It could be nighttime where you are, and late afternoon, evening. I know in London right now, it's about after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. In Italy, it's like I think 4 o'clock, something like that, right? There. And all you have to do is just say hello. We'll talk to you wherever you are. We're all around the world, all around the country. And we want you to be involved. Right throughout the show, we got our normal things that we do right now. And one of the things that we're going to do is in this particular half hour of the show, we have sports coming along. Brian Kemp comes on with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And that's the name of his show. Now, he'll be on sometime in this particular half hour of the show. Now, we said, I say that with confidence, but Brian told us last night, while we were on Talkback Live, he mentioned that we don't know. He's kind of up in the air about it, but he's been consistent anyway. So we'll see if he comes in. And if he doesn't come in, we will cover the sports for him. But I have confidence that he's going to be here. I have total confidence that he's going to be here, right? And there you have it, right there. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people on YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So now that we got that out of the way, let's do what we normally do. Let's raise our cups, our glasses, whatever contains it, and let's lift it up, because what would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, that's delicious. Delicious. I'll have a little more a little later. But a lot of you may be joining me with your coffee or your tea, your cocoa, your milk, orange juice, whatever you consume, and just enjoy the show right here on the Coffee Hour. Warren gave us his weather forecast. I didn't have to ask him this time around. It's 29 degrees presently. It's going to be cloudy, and it's going to go up to 41 degrees for the high out in Greensboro, North Carolina, which reminds me to tell you guys that if you plan to indulge in conversation with us, we would ask you to do the same thing. Give us your weather forecast. We would love to hear from you on that. It's not that anything like that is mandatory, but it's something that we like to ask you to do so we can compare notes to see what my weather is like and compare to your weather where you are. You may have some great weather over here. We may have lousy weather over here, but we just want to compare notes already Warren already told you that he's got cloudy skies. He didn't mention any rain, and I hope he doesn't. It's just going to be cloudy. It's 29 degrees right now, so that's kind of cold out there for him. But 41 degrees the high for him. And I have weather forecast, my local. So those of you who want to indulge in conversation, you don't have to worry about it, especially if you're from New York. But those of you who are from another country, from another town, from another city, let us know what your weather is like. You New Yorkers, let me take care of that. I'll take care of that for you pretty soon. Okay, here we are, the month of January, and here we are. It's the 16th day of January. Now, yesterday was the official Martin Luther King celebration because that was his birthday. But we've got a long weekend because the uh, observant day is this Monday for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So that's what we're going to be celebrating all day long. And of course, right throughout the weekend. And for those of you who are participating in the Dr. Martin Luther King celebration, of course, you know there's a lot of things to talk about. I'm pretty sure there'll be movies and films and all of those things to be seen for Dr. Martin Luther King. Uh, I hope that you would be able to share what you observed or what you remembered on that day when he was assassinated, April 4th in 1968. Where were you? What were you doing? What were your thoughts? What were your reactions? Things like that. What you remember, where you were, and what you did. You know, and if you do that, we're going to share all of that. Then I'll share my personal reaction, which I did last night as well. But for the benefit of the people who haven't been watching last night and you're here today, I'll share my little story. If I could fit it in. But yours come first if you have. So feel free to do that. You can get that started right away. And then when it's time to do that, we can put it out there. Okay. So that's what it is. And we got a long weekend. For those of you who are normally 9 to 5ers, uh, hopefully you'll get that long weekend. So you will have to work Monday. So it's going to be a long weekend for the commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, all this month, we draw our attention to a couple of things as well, all this month. And one of the things is called National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Now, you know the story on that. You've seen it on TV in the movies and on television. There's television movies where they had the movies where young girls and young guys were being trafficking for whatever reason. It could be not only for sex, but it could be for drug trafficking, all of those things. That's what we're acknowledging today. And we do that every year around this time. But you would always, for the whole year, all year round, for infinity, you keep that in mind. There's always someone who wants to prey on young kids to sell drugs or maybe for sexual purposes. That's what this thing is all about. This is what we are acknowledging and bringing you to your attention. Also, if you desire to give blood at any time, this is National Blood Donor Month. And we put that aside. They emphasize for this month, right? And of course, if you desire to do that, you can go to your doctor or you can go to your local blood bank. Now, your doctor may be able to assist you on that. And if he doesn't, maybe he can tell you, maybe he or she can tell you where to go to donate blood. It's simple, it's easy. It's not a lot of things to hold on to. All you have to do is go on the line and Google it and find out where the nearest blood bank is where you live and go there and give blood. A lot of people do that. Some people do that. You're not going to be a monster if you don't, but this is something that we bring out there to let you know. It's also National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. That's just for today. National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And so, with that being said, we want to appreciate and give good word to our people who are in law enforcement. All right. We just want to, let them know that we're behind them and we love them and we try to assist them because God knows there's a lot of things are going on that the law has to break in and have to rectify a lot of problems. So we like to appreciate them and let them know what's happening. Now, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Today is National Fig Newton Day. You know what fig Newtons are, right? You done tootin', you like fig Newtons, you done tootin', you like fig Newtons. Those of you who are not baby boomers wouldn't remember that. It was an old fig Newton jingle back in the 50s. But nevertheless, we are acknowledging that. And if you haven't had your fig Newton, you can join me right now. I mean, might as well, right? This is what a fig Newton is, if, in case you didn't know, with the fig Newton jam in there. That's the figs, real figs, right? You like figs? So I figure I'll have me a little fig Newton, to celebrate this day, Fig Newton Day, National Fig Newton Day. Excuse me while I pig out. Huh? Hmm. I used to eat these when I was a kid, but then again, when you start something when you're a kid, sometimes you don't grow out of it. It stays with you. It even goes good with coffee too. It goes good with coffee. Oh yeah, I'm living. Big moves. I love them. I got a whole stack here. You want to join me? Want one? Let me know. I'll send you some. I'll send you a care package. Also, National Religious Freedom Day. Everybody, well, not everyone, but those who have their particular religion, we salute you. And it's your right to worship your way, in your own little way. That's why we have different religions. And people acknowledge that. National Religious Freedom Day. Whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Jewish, it doesn't matter. Buddhist, everyone has one, you know. Now, some people are not religious, but that's okay. That's their choice. That's a personal choice. But we acknowledge National Religious Freedom Day. What that means is you are free to worship in your own way, your own beliefs. And no one should condemn that. No one should judge you just because your religion is different from theirs. It's not to be judged. That's why we have National Religious Freedom Day. And I'm so glad they brought that out. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're with you. And we're going to continue to be with you for the balance of the show up until the top of the hour with all kinds of conversation and things like that, all that. All right. Hopefully, Brian didn't pop in, so we'll see if he pops in. If not, we'll take care of the sports anyway. But in the meantime, again, as I told you, those of you who are in, if you would please give us your weather forecast. We would love to hear that. Love your weather forecast because, as I said, we're going to compare our weather with yours. Now, here we are in New York. I'm going to give you my weather forecast right now. Here we are in New York. And I got to tell you, folks, those of you who live in New York, it's kind of a grim weekend weather-wise. It's going to be a grim weekend, so prepare for that. And it's nature. Nature takes its course. Nature sets the weather, sets the tone. And so here we are. Now, here in New York right now, it is cold outside. I got to tell you, I went out this morning to go to the gym, which I like to do on my gym days, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I went to the gym this morning and I really feel good. I mean, I did my regular routine exercises and I did my bicycling and weights. I did all of that today. And I wound up in the steam room. See, when you get all of those impurities out of your body, the steam room comes in to help you out with that. So I wind up in the steam room. And I feel refreshed. I feel energized. And the steam room does a lot for you. It really does. So you don't, but if you're one of those people who have never done it before, start out light, because it gets very hot in there. You don't want to spend more than 15 minutes in there, not more, you know. But yeah, so I feel good. But anyway, like, getting back to the weather forecast is kind of grim. So let me start with that right now and see what we got. All right, here we are today. It's 27 degrees. It's cold out there. 27 degrees. Uh, and it's yo-yo weather because sometimes it'll be warm, sometimes it'll get cold, and you don't want to change with the weather. Keep your clothes on. 36 degrees for the high today. It's going to be sunny and cloudy. We're going to have sun and clouds today mixed together. All right, so that's how we start. And winds will be west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, it's going to be partly cloudy this evening, then becoming cloudy overnight, around midnight. A few flurries or snow flurries, showers will be possible. We have a low 31. This is where I say it's going to be grim. Winds will be south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Saturday, that's my favorite day. That's my favorite day of the weekend, but it's going to be cloudy with rain and snow showers in the morning, snow showers for the afternoon. Temps will nearly steady in the mid to upper 30s. Winds will be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 70%. Big precipitation. For Saturday night, a few clouds from time to time, low 33, winds west southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So there's no precipitation at that point. And Sunday, that's the day of church or whatever you do on Sunday. You can look forward to some cloudy skies with snow showers developing during the afternoon. Temperatures nearly steady in the mid 30s. Winds will be west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of snow will be 40%. And for Sunday night, mostly cloudy early, then clearing later on, and we'll have a low 23 degrees. It still remains cold, but it clears up. Winds will be west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And so the best day out of this long weekend would be Monday. That's the best day of the week. That's the best I can do for you right now, because we're going to have sunshine and some clouds, high 34 degrees. Winds will be west southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And right now, repeating, our current temperature is 27 degrees outdoors. It is cold. And when you wake up that early in the morning, you will see it's very, very cold. Very, very cold. All right. So warm up, baby. And so, as I predicted, and my hopes came true, Brian Camp is here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And by the way, if you have any sports related questions, feel free right now to ask Brian what your question is about sports, and he'll have all that information for you. Brian, I kept my fingers crossed for you. I knew you would be here, and there you are, right on the screen.
Right on time. Yes, right.
Happy
Yes.
Friday to you. Happy Friday.
Happy, happy chilly Friday to you too.
Yes. Yes. I know. I know. It's 27 degrees out there. And when I went out to the gym this morning, you know me, I'm an early bird. So I'm up
Mhm.
at 5 a.m. Even if I don't have to do anything, I'm up in the morning. That's my clock. That's my inner clock. And I went out there, it was frigid. It was frigid.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I know usually when I have to get up early in the morning, I have to start the car, let it run for like 10 minutes or so it
that's
could
right.
warm up. It's no
That's right.
joke. But even down here in the South, we do get it down here once in a while. We get a cold front, and
Mhm.
right now it's 30 degrees, but it was much colder than that earlier. And
Well,
we
you and Warren are almost neck to neck because he's 29 degrees right now, and he
yeah.
says he's going up to 41 degrees.
Okay, that's probably because the sun is a little bit more on this side than it is on that side. So
Mhm.
maybe that's why it's maybe 1 degree or vice versa. He may get a higher temperature than I would because the sun. But that's how it is. It's just basically from where he's at and I'm at. It's basically the same thing and everything. So, but
Hmm.
it is cold out there. It is no joke. So, but usually we wait for this, in the morning when it gets cold, but then around midday it warms up, but it's not happening. This whole week has been really been cold and everything. So, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's all good though. Cold air could be good. I sleep better when it's cold anyway. So, that's just
So that's the only thing that cold weather could do for me is make me
Mhm.
sleep good. I'm not a winter person. I don't like cold weather. But
Mhm.
that's the good thing about cold weather. You sleep well.
Sleep well. Oh yeah. Especially if it snows or rains, if there's a storm. I'm out like a light. So, but yeah, but it is what it is. It'll get better before you know it. Nationwide, it'll be warm again and into hot.
Yeah.
So
Looking
no.
forward to
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, yes. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody who's out there, wherever you are, depending on what location that you're at around the globe. It is, like I said just a moment ago here in Charlotte, it is 30 degrees, going up to only 44. But it's okay. But it's sunny. It's sunny outside. So that's the great news. Hope everybody's doing well as we have a big sports weekend coming up. We're gonna start with the NFL. We got the divisional of the playoffs for the AFC and the NFC starting January 17th. Starting tomorrow, the AFC division playoffs Saturday, January 17th. The Buffalo Bills will be going to Denver playing against the Broncos. That's a 4:30 at CBS. The second game would be the NFC division playoff game. That would be the 49ers traveling to Seattle to play the Seattle Seahawks. That game is going to be at 8 o'clock on Fox. And Sunday, got another doubleheader. Starting with the AFC the divisional game, you got the Houston Texans versus the New England Patriots. That game is at 3 o'clock on ESPN, ABC. Watch either or. And you got the NFC division playoff game that will cap it off on the LA Rams versus the Chicago Bears at 6:30. That game is going to be on NBC and Peacock. All four games are in cities where it is cold. So if you're going to see the fans, some true gritty fans, they're going to be bare chested with the chest painted, face painted. They're gonna have a cup of water. May not be a cup of water, but it may be a beverage. They will be in so into these games is that these are the true fans. True fans are out there in the cold instead of sitting in the press box, where there's the big glass and you got the food and everything. I like being with the fans. I like being right there. I don't want to be in no glass, and warm and asking the waiter, sir, can you come and bring some more food or so. No, no, you keep me out there in the cold weather, and that's where I'd rather be to be with the true fans. So this is this is what the football season is all about. So expect that to happen this weekend. And Major League Baseball, um, got caught again with drugs with the PEDs again. That's still out. It happened to my team, the San Francisco Giants pitcher Luis Custodio and free agent pitcher Luis Sierra were suspended for 56 games, each following a positive test under the minor league drug program. That's the minor league program. They got caught, so they got to do 56 games. Players are outside the U.S. Now, another player, outfielder Max Kepler, was suspended for 80 games. Now, he's in the major leagues for violating the Major League Baseball drug program. He's going to be suspended for 80. See, the minor leagues, they get a lesser sentence, but the pros, they get a higher one. So if you want to try to enhance yourself, Does it PEDs? You're going to get caught. You get tested. That's the thing. You get tested all year round. So it's not like 'cause there's an off season, but they randomly they come knock on your door. Yes, they knock on your door and give you a cup. Let's go into the cup, and that's how you get caught. So they will have to serve, and they're gonna lose some money as well. Um, we talked about gambling again, scammers and things like that. Never learn. Well, there's another one. The federal government charged 20 men in a point shaving scheme involving 39 college basketball players with 17 Division One teams. Division One teams are the main teams. You have your Division Two, your Division Three, but these are the top schools, Division One. 15 of the defendants were played in the 2023-24 season and 24-25 season. The other five defendants were described as fixers. So they're the one that make sure that, hey, don't forget, throw the ball out of bounds, okay? We count on you, right? Make sure you miss that layup. This is what goes down. This point shaving. There's more to it, of course, but there's point spread. They want you to win by a certain amount. They want you to lose by a certain amount. This is how gambling has just been taking over the sports like this. And this is how, and that's why I don't understand why they allow betting um in most places in most sports. But the charges include bribery and wire fraud and conspiracy. So this is where we at. You get caught. This is what happens. Now we got the national championship coming up. College football. That'll be the last game of the year. We got the number 10 Miami Hurricanes against the number one ranked team in the nation, the Indiana Hoosiers. That game would be on Monday. Monday, that will decide it all as the championship of college football. That's the last game. Of course, you're gonna have your Pro Bowl also for the Senior Bowl and all that other bowl stuff for the East and West, North and South games. Um, so that's gonna be afterwards, but you're gonna see more of that with the pro scouts to see whether or not they could draft them during the draft day. In the NBA, speaking about the draft and trades, the NBA deadline for trading, it'll be February 5th. This day in sports, January 16th, 1970, Kurt Flood files a civil lawsuit challenging Major League Baseball clause. Kurt Flood gave his life, gave his career. So people like Major League Baseball players could have to choose a team that they want to go to. Kurt Flood fought for this back in early 1970s, and he was the one that opened the doors for people to have to play wherever they feel like playing, being a free agent. Kurt Flood gave up his career, and he should be honored in some way, not because of the color of his skin, but because he opened the door and allowed players, baseball players, and to be honest with you, baseball players, basketball players, and football players that have free agency because the other sports follow through. So Kurt Flood is no longer with us. Deserves to be recognized. 1970, the NFL aligns into three divisions, down from four. That was back in the 70s when they had the three. This is when they merged with the AFL and NFL. That's when they decided to have these here divisions. 1981, Leon Spinks, Leon Spinks, the boxer, is mugged. His assailants even took his gold teeth. When I saw that, I said, "Oh my!" You ever watch Martin? Uh, Martin would it was an episode where Martin, who has this here character he plays as Jerome, go uh, so he was in a gambling party, and some so the women decide to rob everybody, and they took Martin's tooth. They said, "Give me that gold tooth and everything." But when I read this here, I thought about Leon Spinks. They robbed Leon Spinks of his gold teeth. He got bugged. He said, "Hand it over." So I don't know. I guess he pulled it out or something. But that's what happened with Leon Spinks. 1980, 19, excuse me, 2022. Unvaccinated Novak Djokovic is deported by Australian government. He's a tennis player. He's still playing. This is not too far back. He refused to be vaccinated, and he was deported back um, out of Australia from the Australia Open tennis match. Birthdays on this day: 1966. Jack McDowell, Major League Baseball pitcher for the New York Yankees, was born in Van Nuys, California. 1969, one of my favorite boxers of all time, Roy Jones Jr., four times weight division champ, was born in Pensacola, Florida. And let's see, 1970, Don McLean, NBA forward, born in Palo Alto, California. And happy birthday to, in 1980, Albert Pujols, Major League three times MVP, fourth player to ever hit four home runs, was born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a cold and frigid day on a Friday leading into a big sports weekend.
Not only do you hold on to your hats, hold on to your gold teeth. I can't imagine. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
okay. I can see, no, I don't even see anybody robbing anyone, but I mean, you take someone's gold watch or their gold bracelet, but you want to go open their mouth and take their gold teeth?
Hey, listen, back then times were probably really hard. They wanted probably to get everything they could. And Leon Spinks, I remember that story too back in 1980. Yeah, they mugged him. Now hand over that gold tooth, gold teeth. It was teeth, not tooth, teeth. So tooth is one tooth, teeth is more than one. So who knows? May have been, I don't know if this entire mouth was on plated gold, but took his teeth, gold teeth.
So that means he has no teeth now. I mean, let's say, for instance, for the sake of argument, he had his whole mouth was gold. I mean, he pulled all of that. That means those his real teeth, right?
Um, I don't know, to be honest with you. I know that you could just, it could be a cap also. Sometimes there'd be a cap where you could pull it off. I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but he did walk around for a while without any teeth. I mean, he had teeth, but a lot of the front was taken out. But yeah, if you ever watched that episode of Martin where Jerome, with the gold tooth and everything. So,
that's terrible. That's outrageous. Jeez,
mhm.
boy, can anybody be that hard up?
Especially during the
Uh,
holiday.
oh God, yes. And also want to mention again that Muhammad Ali is going to have a commemoration U.S. Postal stamp coming out pretty soon. I'm not sure when it's released. I'm going to stay on top of that because I want to get a at least a couple of them, if not a whole book,
Muhammad
just to have
Ali,
them.
as you know, Muhammad Ali was always my favorite athlete of all time. He's
Yeah.
he's my favorite role model. There's other men in my life growing up were like role models to me, but Muhammad Ali was the one that I truly loved and embraced, not because of what he did in the ring. Absolutely not. He was great in the ring, but what he
Mhm.
did for people, he fought against the civil rights. I mean, he fought for the civil rights, and you know, he, if you ever see that famous picture of the Cleveland Summit with him and Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Jim Brown,
Mhm.
he was that kind of guy. He was that man. that you
Mm.
could say, wow,
Mm.
he was once the most hated man on the planet
Yeah,
and became so beloved later
yeah,
on in life.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I got to agree with you. Muhammad Ali was my hero as well, along with the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.,
Oh
who
yeah,
we're celebrating this entire weekend
that's
as well.
right. That's
You
right.
know,
Yes, that's
uh,
right.
but two of the greatest men on the planet, and I said it last night on the show that young kids should, recognize them and know their history, know who they are. Because if you don't,
Mhm.
they're trying to take that away from you as it is now. But as long as people like my age or people older are around, I'm pretty sure they have the knowledge and the wisdom to educate people. You can't scratch that out of history. You
Can't.
can't
You
scratch that out
can't.
of history.
That's right.
It's not
You
going to happen.
cannot.
It's not going to
That's
happen.
right. Yeah.
I hear that the Giants have a new head coach.
Yeah, there's mixed reactions about that. Congratulations. Fact is, 8 more vacancies. So if any of you are out there looking for a job, you can just put in your resume. There's 8 jobs open in the NFL. But Coach Harbaugh was fired the day after the regular season. 10 days later, got employed.
Mhm,
He's a great coach. Don't get me wrong.
mhm,
The backlash about him is that he had Lamar Jackson and they couldn't win a championship together. And that's because of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick
mhm,
Mahomes is the reason why a lot of people did not win a Super Bowl ring. So,
mhm,
you know, but after a while, coach and player relationship it dwindles and it just didn't work out. So, but the Giants, you know, I don't know how Warren feels about this. I know he must be have mixed feelings or he may be happy. I don't know, but they got a great coach that's coming, but he hasn't done anything lately. He
mhm.
did win a Super Bowl, but that was a long time ago. He spent 18 years there in one place. So congratulations to him. Um, Will I be rooting for the Giants? Absolutely not, because I'm a Cowboys fan. So I'm not gonna say here in front and say that yes, let's go Giants. No, let's go Cowboys. And then if the Giants want to come behind us, yeah. But they did get a good coach though.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a long weekend ahead of us. A lot of people are going to be taking off on Monday, and just want to remind everyone, if you are going to take off, please use that day constructively. Learn more about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Read it to
That's
your
right.
children. It's
That's right.
very important. He
Yep.
was a very important man, a very important man. And
They don't tell you everything in the
no,
school
they don't.
history
No,
books.
they won't. They won't.
But but you got to do your research to understand
Yep.
what he went through and what he
Absolutely.
sacrificed, like Jackie Robinson,
Yeah.
Ali,
Yep.
Dr. King,
Yep.
you know.
All right. Well, Brian, thanks a lot. And celebrate. I'm celebrating with a Fig Newton because today is National Fig Newton's Day. So, excuse me while
Yeah.
I pig out. I like to.
Oh,
I like.
God.
I like to offer you one, but
And also don't forget about the monks. The monks are in town, so the monks are headed to Washington D.C.
that's right.
That's
They were
right.
there yesterday.
Yep, they were there. I didn't see them because but they took another route. But yeah, I mean they walked. I mean they walked. They actually
Yep.
walked, and God bless them.
Listen, God bless them. See, can't hold people back. Can't do it.
Can't. Nope.
Can't
That's
do it.
right. That's
All
right.
right, Brian. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you back here next weekend or next week.
Enjoy the
Uh,
games, everybody.
all right. You take care of yourself.
Bye bye.
And that was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here every week. I'm glad to have him here today. Uh, excuse me, I'm enjoying this Fig Newton. Glad to have him here today. And like I said, he's here every week, including on the Coffee Hour, which Talk Back Live, which we'll tell you more about later in the program. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called the Coffee Hour, and we're having coffee and Fig Newtons, the whole nine yards. Don Tootin', you like Fig Newtons, you Don Tootin', you like Fig Newtons. Okay, thank you for being along with us, and I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun, and I hope you are too. And we'll get things rolling right here on the Coffee Hour. Bob Weir, co-founder of the rock group The Grateful Dead, has died. Rhythm guitarist, helped guide the legendary Jam band through decades of change and success. The Instagram statement posted by his daughter, Chloe Weir, said that he was surrounded by loved ones when he died. Bob Weir had been diagnosed with cancer in July and succumbed to underlying lung disease or lung issue. He was 78 years old. And NBC has pulled an upcoming episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit featuring actor Timothy Busfield in a guest role. Now, the move comes following news that an arrest warrant was issued on last Friday for the Emmy Award-winning actor and director on child sex abuse charges involving a young actor. Busfield was slated to guest star on season 27 episode, which had been scheduled for air for last night. Allan Jackson is speaking out for the first time since withdrawing from Nick Reiner's defense attorney. Jackson stepped away from the case during a hearing in Los Angeles Superior Court last Wednesday and was replaced with public defender Kimberly Green. During a news conference after the hearing, Jackson said he was unable to represent Nick due to circumstances beyond he and Nick's control, and that he is legally and ethically prohibited from explaining why. However, Jackson made one thing clear, and he believes that Nick is not guilty of murder. Actor Daniel Stern, who played one of the burglars breaking into Kevin McAllister's home in the classic movie, the Christmas movie, Home Alone, is in a legal battle himself in real life. Prosecutors in the California's Ventura County filed one misdemeanor count of soliciting prostitution against the actor on Monday. The offense allegedly occurred on December 10th in the city of Carmelo, and no information or further information is available at this time. If you've been waiting for Charlie Puth, or I would say Puth, on the real full-scale run again, and this is the one. Now, the Grammy-winning nominated pop singer just announced the Whatever is Clever, the 2026 World Tour, a nearly 50-show trek with dates around North America and Europe and the UK. And it starts this spring. The tour launches April 22nd, 2026 in San Diego and runs through June 13th in Houston for the North American leg. And some of the biggest U.S. rooms on schedule include Madison Square Garden in New York City and Hyatt Forum in Los Angeles, California. Famous sisters, Dakota Fanning and Elle Fanning, are preparing for their first film co-star together, and Elle, 27, offered an update on the siblings' upcoming collaboration, The Nightingale, which is based on author Christian Hanna's best-selling 2015 book. Dakota, 31, and Elle's casting is film adaptation of The Nightingale, was first announced in 2029, and 6 years later, the pair teased their plan to attack for the working together on the set. Birthdays today. Singer, actress, the late Aaliyah is 47, would have been 47 today. Model Kate Moss is 52. Actress Josie Davis is 53. Singer Maxine Jones of En Vogue is 64. Singer Sade is 67. Choreographer Debbie Allan is 76. Film director John Carpenter is 78. Catherine Anderson, the late Catherine Anderson of the Marvelettes, it would have been 82 today. Singer Jim Stafford is 82. Country singer Ronnie Millsap is 83. R&B singer Barbara Lynn is 84. And singer Marilyn Horn is 92. And the late actor Buddy Lester would have been 111. And the late singer actress Ethel Merman would have been 118. And so we say happy birthday to all of them, the ones who are around now, the ones who are no longer with us. We continue to acknowledge you because you left us a legacy, and we want to continue to announce your birthday when it comes around each year. And if you have a birthday coming up anytime soon, we would like you to acknowledge that so we could acknowledge you. And all you have to do is correspond with us and let us know when it's happening. You can do it yourself by coming on the show, right? But if you'd like to get in touch with us, I have two sources. I have an email address and a telephone number. I'm going to give you the email address first. How about that? Email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Very important issue. Spell Allan different ways. So my way is Allan. Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. It's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Have a telephone number. 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, you can contact us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You know, emails, they're open. They never sleep. Phone calls never sleep. We never sleep. Well, some of us never sleep. But the point is that you can contact us anytime you want. All right? Email us, phone us. It doesn't matter. And let us know what's on your mind. Now, you don't have to contact us just because you have a birthday. It could be for any reason. Maybe you want to talk about our show. Maybe you want to make comments about our show. Maybe you want to critique our show. That's okay. We love that. As a matter of fact, we encourage it because we would like to know where you stand with us as we stand with you. And there's so many things to talk about. Contact and keep all that information I told you about all in your electronic devices, such as your computer, be it laptop or desktop, your cell phone, or even your tablet, or any form of communication, because you don't have to use a little black book anymore, right? And you carry your cell phone everywhere you go anyway, right? So it's in there. And so since you know that, you can use it anytime you want. Now, the reason why we want you to contact us or keep the information in your electronic devices so you'll have it handy. Now, if you have all three of the devices that I was just talking about, then what you should do is put them in all of your devices. And this way, if one is not available, you have the other. The cell phone you take away with you anywhere. I mean, that's like you were born with that. At least the kids today are born with this stuff. We had to learn it. People like me, we had to learn it. But you keep that information with you, right? So what I'm going to do is give you that email address again. The email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. You know, if you contact us, you take that time out of your busy time and your precious time to contact us, we will return the love to you. Okay? Okay. I want to say hello to Kevin out there. Kevin Briscoe. Send you a cigar. Blow some smoke in the air. That's what you do. Blow some smoke in the air. And we want to say hello to Damon Dantzler, who's having knee surgery today. So we want to check with him later on. We want to do that, give him a call and see how he's doing. Got to find out when he's coming out of surgery. So just want to put that out there, okay? You darn tootin', you like Fig Newtons. You darn tootin', you like Fig Newtons. It's Fig Newton, National Fig Newton Day. So, oh, I don't know what's in these Fig Newtons, but all of a sudden I got a jolt, more jolt than I get from a coffee. Anyway, again, thank you for being with us on this day, on this Friday. And it is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday today, or it was yesterday, but we're celebrating all weekend. If you have any memories of Dr. Martin Luther King, let us know today, okay? I can't talk about it right now, but what you can do is email it to me, and of course we'll put it out there. We'll put it. I may even make a special video and put it out there on Facebook. So if you have any special memories, please let us know. Email us, frankallenprod at AOL.com. That's frankallenprod at AOL.com. Okay. You done to like me? Okay. I have the movies. Now, those of you who are interested, I have movies for my picks of the week. My picks of the week for your weekend. All right. Now, you know that we have two this week. All right. And they're my picks of the week for your weekend, picks from Turner Classic Movies that I think would be worthwhile watching. And the two that I have, one is black and white and the other is in color or Technicolor. And they're both Frank Sinatra movies. Oh, Blue Eyes. You like Blue Eyes? I like Fig Newton's better than I like Blue Eyes. Okay, here we go. Step Lively from 1944. Frank Sinatra, George Murphy, and Adolph Menjou. You can see it Turner Classic Movies, and you can see it Saturday at 6 a.m. Eastern. And you're saying, oh, Frank, come on. It's Saturday. I don't want to. I work all week. I don't want to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. All right. DVR it. DVR it. DVR it, and you can watch it later. How about that? There's no excuse. Step Lively. And here's another one, another Frank Sinatra movie called Four for Texas. This one is back in 1963 with Dean Martin and Anita Ekberg. And that's Turner Classic Movies. That's directly after Step Lively, and that comes on at 7:30 a.m. All right. So if you're not up that early in the morning, DVR both of them. Set your DVR to both of them. Turner Classic Movies. Now, when you go to Turner Classic Movies, make sure you scroll down, and because you can catch some of those free movies. There are a lot of free movies there, movies that date back from 1930s to 1940s and 50s, so forth and so on. Okay. Do that, right? Movies. If you have, I lost my train of thought here. Anyway, what I was going to say, go to Turner Classic Movies and look down. And not only can you find those free movies, you can find pay-per-view movies too. You have to pay for them. And there's a lot of great things for children programming. You have documentaries, which I love. I love documentaries. You might even find a Martin Luther King documentary. Also, you have sporting events. You like the soap operas. All the network icons are there. You can pick if you like soap operas. If you missed your favorite one, you could see it the following day. If you missed your favorite sporting event, you can check that the following day. And a lot of times without commercial interruption. All right. They do it live, but sometimes you don't get the commercials. Sometimes, not all the time. But you have all of that available to you. And of course, being as resourceful as you are, you have the streaming apps such as Netflix, Paramount, Hulu. What else? There's so many of them. There are a lot of free ones too. Pluto is free. And you have all of those. You check out all the movies, right? So let me give you these movies once again. Step Lively, Frank Sinatra, George Murphy, and Adolph Menjou. And that's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 6 a.m. Eastern. Then you have Four for Texas with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Anita Ekberg. Turner Classic Movies. It's Saturday, same day, 7:30 a.m. They come on back to back, and I hope you get to enjoy it. Step Lively is black and white. 4 for Texas is Technicolor, I believe, or is it just color? But you should get to enjoy it, and I think you will. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for me today. Before I go, I want to remind you, go onto my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. It's free. And if you're on Facebook right now watching us after the show is over, go there. Kevin Briscoe wants to say that there's a birthday party tonight at Dave Off and Geneva. That's in Brooklyn. I know what BK means. That's located at 156 Broadway in Williamsburg. That's at 7 p.m. So check it out. I'm going to go, but I'll be back on Thursday, next Thursday at 8 p.m. for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I'll be looking forward to seeing you then. And then join me back here next week at 10 a.m. for more of the Coffee Hour. Brian Camp will be here too with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a long, extended weekend. Keep Dr. Martin Luther King in your prayers and in your mind and in your conscience. And have a great long weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.